Picture this: your star running back breaks free for an 80-yard run, weaving through defenders, but gets tackled right at the 1-yard line. It is an incredible play that gets you hyped up. But how many fantasy points did that massive run actually earn you in a standard scoring league? It is a common question, and understanding the answer can really shape your team's strategy. When it comes to standard fantasy football scoring, individual yardage gained by players is not directly crucial for earning points. Unlike some other scoring formats, standard leagues typically award points primarily for touchdowns scored and sometimes for first downs, but not for each specific yard a player gains. So, while that 80-yard run was exciting, the yards themselves did not put points on your board. The core mechanism behind standard scoring is straightforward. Points are assigned for major achievements like rushing touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, and passing touchdowns. For instance, a rushing touchdown might be worth 6 points. Some leagues also give fractional points for things like first downs. Therefore, the direct impact on your score comes from crossing the goal line or moving the chains, not the journey there. This contrasts sharply with point-per-reception leagues, where every catch, regardless of yardage, earns points. So, how does this knowledge help you as a fantasy manager? Focus on players who consistently find the end zone or have a high probability of converting those yards into scores. Instead of just chasing high yardage totals, prioritize players known for their red zone efficiency. Look for running backs who get goal line carries or wide receivers who are frequent targets near the opponent's end zone. Understanding this distinction helps you avoid overvaluing players who might rack up yards but rarely finish with touchdowns in a standard format. This brings us to a key concept in fantasy football analysis: volume versus efficiency. High yardage volume is certainly a good indicator of a player's involvement and potential, but in standard scoring, efficiency in converting that volume into touchdowns is paramount. A player with fewer total yards but more touchdowns will often outscore a high yardage, low touchdown player in standard leagues. This means looking beyond raw yardage totals and considering a player's role in their team's scoring opportunities. Ultimately, while yardage is undoubtedly important for a player's real-life performance and often hints at their potential to score, it is not the direct currency for fantasy points in standard leagues. Your best approach is to target players who are touchdown magnets or who are heavily involved in their team's scoring drives, even if their weekly yardage totals are not always eye-popping. This strategy will help you build a more robust and consistently high-scoring team.